Alright, what is up YouTube? So today I'm going to be doing a new challenge and it's called the September 2013 Banlist Challenge. If you don't know, the September 2013 Banlist had 47 changes. It had 15 bans, 18 limits, 5 semi-limits, and 9 unlimits. Comparatively to the January 2020 Banlist, it only had 32 changes. So the September 2013 ban list is known for being one of the biggest ban lists of all time. It hit so many different cards. It hit like random stuff that didn't need to get hit. It hit cards like Diva that was, seen playing stuff like Mermails. You had, everything like the Dragon Rulers, the Baby Dragon Rulers. You had Stratos that got banned. You had like Judgment got banned, Avarice, Monster Burn, like all these staples were held on the ban list. Then we had some cards that got unlimited, like Malicious that's been off and on the ban list. Tsukiyomi that was on the ban list for years. Hero Lives to boost up heroes. You had Black Whirlwind, like all of these different stuff that was hit on the ban list or brought back on the ban list was so crazy. It was so ridiculous, and that is what I'm going to be bringing to you guys in this video. So how I'm going to be doing this challenge is I'm going to take the 9 bans, the 18, whatever, how many limits, semi-limits, unlimiteds, and forbidden cards, and I'm going to apply it to 2021, the new ban list that's coming out in March. Realistically, it's probably not going to happen, but in today's video I'm going to be showcasing you what I think Konami will do if they do another September 2013 ban list. So let's get started. Alright, so for the 15 bans that I have on this list, it's going to be a combination of what I think will happen and some like wild stuff. So let's get started. The first one, True King of all calamities. We all know this is going to happen on the next ban list. The next one is going to be another one that's kind of like somewhat obvious. If it's not going to be hit on this list, it's probably the next list. And that is Dark Dragoon. Dragoon is just like an insane card. It's game warping. It's banned in the OCG, so probably gonna happen. Another card that just stops you from playing the game entirely. Zexal. Zexal is another card that is just like unfair for the game. Probably gonna get banned. Another card from the extra deck that I feel like a lot of people predicted was going to get hit on the last ban list, and for ban list way before this one, Guard Dragon LP. Like, when is this card gonna get banned? Like, this card has been banned on OCG for like months and months, probably like a year at this point. But yeah, LP, like, they're probably gonna hit Dragon Link at some point. If not this ban list, probably next ban list. Another card that's probably going to get banned sooner or later, Union Carrier. Union Carrier, definitely one of those cards that is just like waiting to be abused again and again and again and again until Konami just like decides to like axe this card. Another card that a lot of people predicted to get hit on like 2 ban lists ago, Auroradon. I feel like Auroradon is one of those cards that are just like poorly designed. Summoning 3 tokens is insane. Yeah, you can't link summon, but then like you have like 3 other effects that you can use, like destroying a card on the field is good for utility. You have like special summoning from the deck, which is the one that's used the most. And then if you have like an Imperial Order sent by like Curious or something, you can add that to your hand. So like you have like 2 good effects and like 2 bonus effects. Like, this card is insane, even with the restriction. Like, I just don't understand why this card is just like not banned over something like Old Line. Why was this card not banned? Like, they banned Lane Cross, why not ban Auroradon? Like, those 2 cards are new. Like, who cares if like these cards are banned? They're just not healthy for the game. Another card that I think is like, okay, this is one of my crazy picks. I'm just gonna be obvious. Apollousa. Apollousa power creeps every single Link 4 in the game, like except for Access Code and Boral Sword, because those are for going second. But going first, why would you ever make Saryuja? Why would you ever make Unchained Abomination when you can make Apollousa? Like, Apollousa is one of those like cards that are just gonna be here in like every single format. Like, if you're playing a combo deck, you're probably playing Apollousa, and like this card is just like super degenerate. especially on top of something like Dweller, Savage, like Herald. Like, this card is just like insane if you really think about it. That's why I think it could be a possibility of getting banned. I personally think this card should be. And now for the last extra deck monster, this card that probably no one's thinking about, but it's Shaddoll Al Capone or Al Lapone, whatever it's called. The reason why I have this on the ban list is because of one thing and one thing only. They're probably not going to hit Dogmatica. And if we know something about Dogmatica, the unfair thing about Dogmatica is being able to send Al Capone with something like Nadir Servant, and then add Schism, and then Shaddoll Fusion into Winda. Now, you could say Winda should be banned, but I feel like that would just make Shaddolls unplayable. So I think the best thing to do with Shaddoll or the Dogmatica engine is to hurt the Shaddoll engine without hurting the Shaddoll deck. Because yeah, you could play Dogmatica with Shaddolls, that's fine. But if you're just playing like Schism, Al Capone, that's it. Like, I don't think that's fair for anybody, and it just should be hit. Like, yeah, like this is the fairest way to hit Dogmatica without directly hitting it, because it's still kind of new, and they're probably gonna sell the magazine. So that is it for the extra deck. The main deck, Red Reboot. I mean, this is pretty much like VFD for trap decks, like pretty much obvious. Another card that's unfair, that's like negate everything, Order. Order is one of those cards that are just like always in the format. Probably it's probably like one of in your side deck. If you're a trap deck, you're probably main decking it. It's just like an unfair card, probably should be hit. Another card that a lot of people would think should be banned, probably everybody and their mother, unless you're like a horrible person, Mystic Mine. Mystic Mine is probably gonna get banned on the next list, maybe not, who knows. Konami knows. The next one is, I think, a Konami take on the ban list. I don't think this is, like, people will probably predict it because Konami's like putting it from like 1 to 2 to 3 to, you know, crazy numbers. Call by the Grave. Like, this card, I feel like Konami is just like, they're like anti hand traps, if that makes sense. Like, unless I guess they're trying to sell like Crossout Designator like soon, and like the thing about Call by the Grave is this card is going to be used as like in everybody's like main deck or side deck, just like Red Reboot, just like Imperial Order, just like Mystic Mine, and just like another card, Pankratops. Pankratops is going to be used just like Call by the Grave, just like all these other three cards. They're all going to be used in people's side deck or main deck, whether you're playing a going second deck or going first deck. And I think they're probably going to crack down on these, you know, cards that are just used in everybody's deck, just like they did with Book of Moon back in the day, or Torrential back in the day, or Compulse. Like, they don't really like when you play multiples or even like one-ofs in your deck, like in every single like person's like side or main deck. They really don't like that. The next one, because I didn't hit I Sold, I think the fairest hit to Infernobles is Aqua Dolphin. Like, besides like the Auroradon hit, obviously Auroradon does, you know, hurt Infernobles, but I feel like Aqua Dolphin is just one of those unfair cards that shouldn't have existed. Like, this card just looks at your hand, it gets rid of a hand trap, and then if you have a Warrior Extender, you just go into Ice Sold and just like win automatically. I guess you could have said like hit like, you know, Neo Special Connector, or, you know, hit both of them to 1 or something like that. But I feel like just getting rid of the problem is just like the better thing. The next one and the last one is a card similar to the VFD, similar to Zexal. Artifact Scythe probably should be banned. Like, this card has been complained about off and on. Like, once VFD, Zexal, Dragoon gets banned, people are gonna start playing like Artifact Dagda into Scythe, and then people are gonna complain about it. Probably just fair to get rid of it, you know, right now. It's always been like a problem, even with like Sanctum. Like, just ban it. Just ban it. All right, so that is it for the ban cards. Let's move on to the limiteds. All right, for the limited cards, we have 18 cards to go through. Now, I'm gonna go through the limit, like not the unbans, but more of the cards that are going to go to the 3 to 1. The first card is Dogmatica Punishment. I feel like a lot of trap decks are going to be using this card 3, so it's probably the best hit for Dogmatica, and it's a common, so who cares about a common? Like, you still have like Ecclesia, Maximus, Fleur-de-Lis, all at 3, Nadir Servant. So the best thing to hit for Dogmatica is Punishment and Al Capone, so they don't go into Winda, and now they have, you know, 2 less punishments, so the engine is kind of weaker. That makes sense. The next one is going to be 3 Dragon Link hits, because I think if they're going ham on the ban list, they're going to hit a lot of Dragon Link cards, because Dragon Link has been, you know, meta for almost 2 years. World Legacy Guard Dragon. This card is just like insanely broken. Like, this card is just insane. Like, if you don't play Dragon Link, you don't know what this card does. Like, this card, it pretty much gives you like full Guard Dragon combo with just like 2 cards. It's really insane. Another card that is poorly designed, Quick Launch. Like, this is pretty much the E-Telly for, you know, Rocket in any like Dragon deck. Like, or if you're playing like Orcus, you can go on a Chaos Ruler with just Quick Launch. Like, this card is just insane. It's a free, you know, level 8 synchro. It's a free level 7 synchro, I believe. You can probably go into like 6s. I don't know the level of like Rocket monsters on the top of my head, but you get the point. Like, this is just an E-Telly for any Rocket monster that you want. So probably the Rocket Tracer, which is like broken. I think it should go to 1, definitely, to hit Dragon Link. And then Chaos Space. Chaos Space is another one of those cards that are just generically good and like nets you so much advantage that it probably should just go to 1 on the next ban list. So for the other limits, we have 3 Dino hits. Now, spoilers, I didn't hit Misk, because I think Misk is gonna kill the deck. I think in replacement of hitting Misk, we're gonna hit Fossil Dig, Lost World, and Oviraptor. Oviraptor, Fossil Dig, and Lost World are all 3 cards that are just like consistency cards. Like, Oviraptor going to 1, Fossil Dig going to 1 is going to hurt the deck significantly. Like, significantly. Like, yeah, you have 3 Misk, but now you have 1 Oviraptor. Who really cares? And yeah, you have, you know, Misk, Baby, Petite, but now you have 2 less Oviraptor, 2 less Fossil Digs, and 2 less Lost Worlds. 3 power cards. That, like, the problem with, like, you know, dinosaurs is that they're super consistent. They have everything all the time. They always have Misk, Fossil Dig, Oviraptor, Lost World, the perfect hand. So the way to deal with the deck without killing the deck by banning or limiting Misk is by hitting the consistency cards in Lost World. Now the deck is fair, the deck is balanced, and I will give you something back in return. You'll see in the Unlimits. So the next card that's going to be limited is Ben 10. Drytron exists, so might as well hit the deck. Another hit that's going to happen, Curse Eldad into 1. They don't want to kill the deck, and they probably want to hurt it a little bit, but they still want to sell the, you know, stuff, and probably the Megatins. You know, we had some of the side set cards being the last Megatins. I think the Megatins before that, we maybe had it there, but mainly they're probably trying to sell the, you know, Eldritch Engine or the Eldritch deck in the 2021 Megatins or in some future set. So hitting Curse Eldland, the 1 is pretty safe. Another one, Tenki, just to hit Zoo. I don't think Zeus is going to get banned or limited or anything because it's just fairly new. But Tenki is just one of those cards that are just like, why is like Fossil Dig like not at 1? Why is Terraforming at 1? Why is Reinforcement at like 1? Why are all these generic search cards at 1 but not Tenki and Fossil Dig? It's just like, it makes sense to hit something like Tenki and Fossil Dig. Like, these cards are just generically good, and like hitting consistency is sometimes the route, especially if you're hitting multiple cards. Another consistency card is Magical Meltdown. Now, this hits Invoked, which Invoked is not that good, but we're just looking for more hits. As you see on the 2013 list, there's a lot of hits to decks that were kind of weird, that were kind of outdated, but it makes sense. I like Diva. So just another hit. And then the last one before I get into the last main deck card that I want to get into that I think is going to happen, maybe, but most likely 99% not, is Psyframe Gear Gamma. This is one of those cards, just like Book of Moon back in the day, just like Torrential, just like Bottomless. They're seeing that Gamma is going to be used in the main deck or side deck in everybody's deck, just like Pinkertops, just like Red Reboot. Everybody's gonna main or side deck these cards. So hitting Psyframe Gear Gamma to 1 is probably the best route for them. Again, I don't think this is gonna happen, but there's a slight possibility. All right, for the extra deck, besides like the unbans, we have 2 cards. We have Selene, Queen of the Master Magicians. Now, this is a hit because we have 2 or 3, I guess you can say, maybe 4 unlimits that are gonna help pendulums. So to kind of compensate for that, because Konami does that all the time, they like unlimit a card, then like hit a card in the same archetype to 1 just to balance it out. Just like they did Zodiac Barrage with Zodiacs, they brung back Trident, they hit Barrage to 1. I feel like they're gonna do the same thing with something like Pendulums. So Selene to 1, Saryuja to 1. This is like kind of a late hit. I feel like Konami in the September 2013 list, as I said before, they kind of hit cards that really didn't need to get hit, or they were just like super late hits. And I feel like Saryuja is going to be one of those cards, if anything. Now for the unbans. Going to 1, Electromite, Metal Foe support, new Doreme core, whatever they're called, Doremi, Fasolarida, probably going to go to 1. Firewall Dragon is getting reprinted with its new errata. Gonna go to 1. Another card that's probably going to go to 1. Mirage Stalio and Harporer, our favorite Eternal format cards. We're not gonna see Colossus. I don't think Colossus or Engage. I think Konami has realized like people either hate or love Sky Strike or Mobilize Engage. Same thing with Colossus. People love and hate Colossus. I think more people like Colossus than they like Engage. So you could say like maybe Colossus coming back, but it's a big maybe. So that is it for the limited cards. Let's move on to the semi-limiteds and unlimiteds. So for the semi-limiteds, I have 5 cards just like on the September 2013 ban list, and they're pretty obvious. I mean, I guess. One of them is Scarlet Sanguine. I don't think Curse Eldland is going to do much to the deck, but I feel like hitting the deck more because we hit everything on the spectrum. We hit dinosaurs, we hit, you know, Infernobles, Dragon Link, Drytron, Virtual World, so it just seems fair for Eldritch to receive another hit, and I think Scarlet Sanguine is one of them because the deck is just so consistently viable in every deck. Like you could put this in Altergeist, you could put this in like Guru, you could put this in Zodiac, like you could probably put this in Drytron, you probably put this like you put this deck in everything. It's just like so absurd how like splashable this engine is. Another card that's probably gonna get hit in the deck is Conquistador to 2. I feel like this is another consistency hit slash like engine hit because now you have less Conquistadors, you have less Sanguine, so now you're kind of working with less ways to get to your Eldritch Golden Lord and less ways to like disrupt your opponent. So probably gonna get hit, maybe not, but it's a possibility. Another card that's probably going to go to 2 is Emergency Teleport. We see that Virtual World is getting a hit with True King of All Calamities, and I feel like if they're gonna hit True King of All Calamities, they're probably gonna bring back Emergency Teleport. Like why not? Like it's just to boost Virtual Worlds. The deck is gonna lose something severely good in their deck, and it also supports mutants because mutants, you know, were a TCG exclusive archetype, and I feel like they got the shaft when, you know, Teleport didn't go to 2 or 3. Another card that can probably go to 2, Hero Lives. Like who really cares about heroes? Maybe give a boost to heroes so more people play heroes to sell the next upcoming Legendary Duelist set, the complete series number 3, because in the last one we had the Garden Rose cards, we had the Lunalight cards, we had the train cards, and now in the next legendary collection, duelist pack, whatever it's called, we're probably gonna get the elemental heroes, the dark magician, synchron stuff. You know what I'm saying. Hero, like the heroes just need the boost. Like heroes really lose to Nibiru, so who cares? And then the last one, Beatrice 2-2. I think that they have been slowly trying to boost up BA, because BA kind of really needs help. They put Tour Guide at 3, they put Seer to 3, and they put Graph to 3. I think now is the time to put Beatrice to 2. I probably don't see this happening, but it could be a possibility, a small possibility, to kind of boost up BA to be like a new good deck. Or not new, because it's not new at all. So that is it for the semi-limiteds. Let's move on to the unlimiteds, the best section. Now for the final section, the fun section, where we can see all of these cards go to 3. The first card is Rusty Bardish. Who is playing this card at 2? Let alone 3. Like, just put this card to 3. Another card that promotes a new set, DeLorean. DeLorean got an errata. It got reprinted in the new Ice Barrier structure deck. Why not put this card to 3? Another card that kind of goes with Konami's like formula is True King's Return. This card went from 1 to 2, and now it's probably gonna go to 3. Pretty obvious, right? Another card that I think that Konami has forgotten about, that I think they probably should do, is Spiral Resort. They put Gear Drone to 3 and not Spiral Resort. Like, this deck just needs help. This deck is super terrible. Resort is not going to do anything for this deck. If anything, Quick Fix is the more broken card. That is probably not going to happen because we have Machine Dupe still in the format. And Machine Dupe plus Quick Fix is probably an FTK, so let's not deal with that. But Resort, why not? Like, Spirals need all the help they can get. Another card that I feel like should go to 3, probably should have never went to 1. Like, why did you do this, Konami? I'm so angry at you. I'm so angry. And that is Sekka's Light. Put this card to 3. Put it to 3. Konami, are you listening to me? Why? Why do you hate draw spell so much? Put this card to 3. This card needs to be like, this card is unplayable at 1. You have to build an entire deck to Sekka's Light. How is this like broken? How? I don't understand why they put this card. I just don't know. I'm gonna get triggered, dude. I'm gonna get triggered. Let's move on to the next card. Next card is a card that's gonna compensate for all of the Dino hits. And I know there was a lot of Dino hits. There was Fossil Dig, Lost World, Oviraptor. Pretty good hits. Lithos Agem to 3. Now you might be like, oh my god, True King of all no, True King of all calamities is gone. Who cares about Lithos Agem? What are you gonna do? Make like, I don't know. I don't even know a rank 9. I don't know. Like, just put Lithos Agem to 3. Who really cares? It's a good card, yes. It's a really unfair card before, when we had Diagram at 3. But now, like, Diagram's at 1. True King Calamities is at 0. Who cares about Lithos Agem? Just put it 3. Especially if you're gonna hit dinos that hard. Another card that's gonna compensate for another archetype. Servant to 3. Why did this card go to like 1? Konami, why do you hate Pendulum so much? Put this card to 3. Why did this card need to go to 1? Did you really fear Pendulums that much? You hit Electromite and Servant in a format that like wasn't dominated by Pendulums at all. Even at the local level, who is winning events at the regional level with Pendulums? No one. Not even Triff. Not even Triff. Like, Triff got 1 top in that entire 1 regional top in that like whole format. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. Another card that probably should go to 3. Bright Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, probably to compensate for all of the dragon hits. This card is like 1 per turn. Who cares? Like, put it to 3. Just promote like Dragoonides and the new Ghost of the Past. It's probably gonna be in there. but you know, just like boost of dragons, like they got hit like severely. Why not put this card to 3? Probably should went to 3 like 4 mats ago. And then the last card is another pendulum card, double iris. Put this card to 3. Who's playing pendulum? Pendulums suck. Master 4 is a thing. Like, yeah, you have Electromite, but I don't know. Like, double iris just seems like, I feel like pendulums in general is just like a time in the past. Like, who really cares about this card? And just put it to 3. All right, that is it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is probably a super long video. It's probably like 20 minutes, but I did want to do something unique and different that no one else has been doing, and I feel like this is like super cool as an idea. Let me know what you guys think. Share this with your people. Probably do the challenge yourself. I feel like a lot of YouTubers are probably watching this video, or nobody's watching this video. I don't care. Just a fun little idea I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I've rambled on long enough. My neck is hurting. My throat is hurting. I am out. Peace.